Hi, this is Lou. What you're seeing on your screen is a Christmas card I created, and today I want to take you through step by step and show you just exactly how I did that. The first thing we need to do is find a template to use for our Christmas card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in here, we're using Chrome and Google, I'm going to type in Christmas card template. Okay, it came up. You click on it. If I scroll down and click on images for Christmas card template here, we come up with hundreds of templates. So what we will do is we'll just scroll down until I find the one that I want. And the one that I want is right here. So I will click on that, and then I will come over here to visit. I'm going to click on visit, and here is our card. I'm going to right click on the picture and save image as, and what I am going to do is I am going to go to the desktop and I am going to create a new folder where we can keep the files that we're going to be using for this Christmas card. So I'm just going to call this Christmas card. And I'm going to click open and save. So we have now saved our Christmas card in that file folder. Now we need to open up our card template. We need to open that in an image editor, and I am suggesting you use an online image editor, PIXLR.com/editor, and return. Okay, we'll click out of this advertisement, and I'm going to make this full screen. And so we want to open up that template. So I'm going to go over here to File. I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to click on Open Image. And here is our image. I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to open it up. Now if that image doesn't come up when you click on Open Image, you'll have to navigate to the folder that we just put on the desktop. So here is our image. It's up there and ready to be edited. Now what we need to do is up here at the top, we're going to put text in that says Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Okay, so we could use the text editor built into the photo program here by clicking on the A, and make sure down here you want the color of the text highlighted. Right now I've got white highlighted, and we could click on the text and then come up here and click where we want to start the text. So a number of 94 is probably good enough to start with. I'm going to go up here and click in the text box, and then we will go ahead and type in okay, and that looks okay, but I want some gold text and I want a little bit fancier text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Control Z. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to open up another tab in my browser up here, and we're going to go to the site that I like, which is CoolText, cooltext.com, and I've already got it here. I'm going to click on it, and that will take us to CoolText, which will allow us to make some nice fancy print. Now you can scroll through these, and you can do you can probably spend hours going through here and trying to figure out what this does, but this is the template that I like, is this one called Legal. So I am going to click on that, and then I want to change my font. And the font that I like is under calligraphy, and it's this one called Forge Script. right? And so I'm going to type in here Merry Christmas. And I'm going to hit return, and I want 2 lines, but I don't want them right one under another. And so I'm going to say, and Happy New Year. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I said I wanted a gold color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and we're going to click on logo. And here we can enter our colors. And this is a little cryptic, but for gold, I'll tell you what I want to enter in there. I'll back that up, and we will enter in E6A F37. Don't worry about what those numbers mean. You know, if you're not used to it, just do what I say here, and you'll be fine. And the other one is E6A 61C. Okay. And I'll hit enter, and now we have the gold letters up here. I also, for this kind of thing, I am not going to use a shadow, so I'm going to come down here, I'm going to click on no shadow. I think that makes it a little bit brighter. Alright, so now all we need to do is to create our logo. So I am going to click create logo. And then we want to come over here and we want to download it. So I will click on download. Now I don't know where your default download folder is. I think mine is in downloads, but I really want this file to go into our Christmas card folder that we created on the desktop. So here's the file we just downloaded. If I click on this, I'm going to say show in folder, and here's the file that we just downloaded. If I right click on that and do a copy, then I can navigate over to my desktop where my Christmas card folder is. I can double click on that, and then I can do a paste. We'll paste that in here. And there is my text. Okay, so I can close this for now, and I'm going to go over here and click on my online photo editor. I'm not going to close this because we need to create more text, and we need to put that at the bottom of the Christmas card. So I'm going to go back to the photo editor, and in this photo editor, this is kind of a complicated photo editor. It's not real simple to use. It's a lot like Photoshop. So if you just follow my clicks and duplicate those as you're doing your own Christmas card, that would probably be the best thing. Don't try to understand the photo editor, because if you haven't used one before, it'll overwhelm you. So I'm going to click on File. We're going to open Image. And here is the text image that we just saved. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to click open, and now here is the image. It's opened up, and it's opened up in a brand new file. And in order to get these letters on the template background, we're going to need to go to Image, Select All. That's selecting this whole thing. We'll do copy by using Control C. Press the Control button and tap the C button. That'll copy the image. Then click on your template and do a Control V. Hold the Control down and tap the V, and that will paste that text in here. Now that we've done that, this file we can close. So I'm going to close out of that file. And we do not need to save it, so I am going to click No. Now we need to reposition this and resize it. So the first thing I'm going to do is reposition it. If I come up here and I click on this icon, that will highlight our layer 3, which is our text layer. And all I have to do is hold down the left mouse button and drag this where I want it. And that's pretty good. I would like this to be a little bit smaller text so that I have a bigger margin here on the right and the left. So in order to do that, we'll go up and we will click on Edit, Free Transform, and then these are called handlebars. If I hover over this handlebar right here, I hold down the left mouse button and I drag it, I can move this all over. So I am going to make this a little bit smaller so that the margin, we have a margin at the top and a margin on the right and the left hand side. Okay, and do I want to apply these changes? And I'm going to say yes. That's so much for this section. I'm going to go back to Cool Text, and I'll see you back there, and we will next we're going to head back over to Cool Text, and we are going to create a message to put at the bottom of the card. So I'm going back over to Cool Text, and again I'm going to go to Legal, and this time I am going to change the font, and I've already predetermined the one that I want, and it's under Sans Serif, and it is this font right here. I will click on that, and I am going to make this one about 40. It doesn't make any difference what size you make it, because you can always resize it once you bring it into the Christmas card itself, but 40 is pretty close to, I think, what I'm going to need as a final result. So I'm going to start typing my message. Unfortunately, Cool Text does not have a way of aligning text, so that has to be done manually, and I'm going to want to align this for centered text, so I'm going to have to go down here and put the spaces in manually in order to center it. I'll center the first line, and then we will center the third line right here. That looks pretty good, and then the last line we need to center. We went too far, so I'm going to need to use the backspace key. And that looks pretty good. So now let's change the color. We will go to Logo, and if you remember the two colors we used before, I'm going to use the same. And that was E6A F37. Alright, and then the bottom one was similar, was E6A 61C. Okay, and then remember the shadow, we are not going to use the shadow. And we're ready to create our logo. So I will click Create Logo, and then we will download it. And again, we'll move it over to our card folder. Show in folder. And here it is highlighted, so I will copy. And then we will go over to our desktop folder, which is Christmas card. I'll double click on that, and then I will paste that in, and there it is. Alright, so now we're done with Cool Text. We're not going to need that anymore, so I'm going to close this window, and then we're going to come over to our editor again, and we are going to File, Open, Image, and then we're going to go over to the text that we want on the bottom. I'm going to highlight that and open it, And remember, we are going to click Edit, select all. We'll do a Control C for copy. Come back to our Christmas card and do a Control V to paste it in. And then I can click this icon, and actually I can put my cursor anywhere on the screen and just drag it down. Alright, well, I got the font pretty close, but again we're going to need to do Edit, Free Transform, and I just learned that if I hold down the Shift key and then come over my handle, left click and drag, it keeps the proportions, so I don't have to worry about how I move it. Alright, I'll just click outside the box. We're going to save the changes, and then I'm going to center this up. The next thing I want to do is I want to add my avatar picture right here so that it looks like a reflection on this Christmas ornament. So I've already put my avatar in the Christmas card folder, so I'm going to go up to File, Open Image, and here's my avatar. I'm going to highlight that, click Open, and there's my image. So what I need to do is I need to go over to Edit, select All. We've done this before. Do a Control C to copy, click on my card, and then do a Control V to paste it in. And now we need to resize it. So we click Edit, Free Transform, and again hold down the Shift key, come over here, press the left mouse, and drag the picture so that it's resized. And there we go, it's resized. So I am going to click on the card. We're going to save the changes. Click Yes. Now you notice that this is a square picture. Not going to look very good in this ornament. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the eraser tool. We're going to click the eraser tool, and I am going to just hold the left mouse button down and drag this, and we can erase what we don't want. So what I want is just my head. I gotta be a little bit careful here. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now all I need to do is I need to drag that over onto the ornament. So again, remember, we click this icon up here, and then I can click the left mouse button and hold it and drag this to where I want it, and that looks pretty good. Alright, my Christmas card is pretty well done. I have one embellishment that I want to add, but we're done with this photo editor, so I am going to now save this image. We're going to save the image. I'm going to make this quality setting 100. We're going to save it in my computer, and I'm going to click OK. And it automatically brings up my Christmas card folder, and I am going to name this Christmas card version 1, and I'm going to click Save. I already had an existing file because I forgot to delete it before I told you to save this, but on yours you will not have that file there, so it'll be a first time. Alright, I said I wanted to add an embellishment, so what I want to do is I want to put a kind of an outline on this. You can be done with the card now if you want, but there's another photo editor that I use. Unfortunately, it does not have layers, which we need to add the different text items and the picture and so forth. And it's called Photar, F-O-T-O-R.com. And we're going to go over there. We're going to click Edit. we're going to import our photo, which is Christmas card version 1. So I'm going to highlight that, click open. All right, our image opened up. If it doesn't open up, you may need to click on this. And then I just want to add a frame and a border. There are a lot of other frames in here that you can add and make it really fancy, but I just want something simple. I want a border, and I think the double line here will be fine. So I'm going to click on that. Now you can see there's a white border. That looks pretty good, but I think I want to make it blue. So I'm going to highlight the blue by tapping on the blue down here in the color bar, and then I'm going to lighten it up by moving this slider, and there we have just a hint of a blue border. It's not dominant, so your eye doesn't go to it, but it just embellishes this a little. So we're done, and we can save this. So I'm going to come up here, I'm going to click Save. Christmas card version 1, and we're going to do a JPEG, and then we're going to download it to our computer. Again, here it is. We've got to do the same thing, bring it back into our Christmas folder. So I will click on that, left click, show in folder, and here it looks like it put it right back where we want it. Okay. So it already put it there. That was kind of nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to double click on this picture, which will open it in just a default viewer, whatever your default viewer is, and now you get to see the finished product. That's it. Enjoy. It's not as hard to do as you think. Just follow the clicks that I do and you'll be in great shape. Thank you for watching, and be sure to visit my personal website, loupet.com.